from the Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. It's the 2000 NCAA Frozen Four. In the first of two games you'll see live today on ESPN2, the North Dakota Fighting Sioux take on the defending champion University of Maine Black Bears. Alongside Dan Moriarty, I'm Jack Edwards. Glad you could be with us for what's going to be a very exciting day of college hockey. There's a personnel consideration for the University of Maine right off the top. Leading scorer Corey LaRose is not going to be able to play in this game. LaRose had a stick foul late in the national quarterfinal, so he must sit out today's game. That could be a big factor because LaRose has nearly as many assists as the next highest scorer for Maine has points, Dan.
You know, Jack, however, the big thing is Coach Walsh is adamant that, you know what, we are not just one team, we're four lines. In fact, the last 8 games, in 5 of them, they've been losing in the third period. However, they've come back and won or tied all of those games. Why? They begin 4 lines, they finish the game with 4 lines. They're like 4 lines of faceless Black Bears. However, let's put a face on one guy. Heard Paul Correa?
I've heard of him.
And Steve Correa?
Heard of him.
Both now in the NHL. Well, guess what? Martin Correa, the third and final Correa brother, is here. And every time Maine has been in the Frozen Four, they've gone home with the title with a Correa.
Well, they're not going to do it if North Dakota can help it this year. The Fighting Sioux have brought a lot of folks across from Grand Forks. We will take a look at this team out of the WCHA when we return. We're back in a flash. The University of North Dakota has one of the most storied programs in college hockey. The Fighting Sioux have 6 national championships to their credit, dating all the way back to the 1950s. They have won it as recently as '97, and Dan, they have the wheels to win it again this year.
And one of those wheels, Jack, is Lee Gorin. They call him Scorin' Gorin. Why? He leads the team with 32 goals, 7 game-winning goals, which leads the country. He's probably the Boston Bruins. They got him in '97. Last year, the Bruins said, come to the Fleet Center and play with us. He said, no, one more shot at the Frozen Four.
One more shot at adding another year to that banner that hangs at the Frozen Four in Providence. The Naked Five are here, the famed fans of Maine. We drop the puck live next. University of Maine band with the national anthem. We are just about set for our first semifinal game. Dean Blaze, in his 6th season, won the NCAA championship at the helm of the Fighting Sioux in 1997, and that's a pretty shiny winning percentage for him. Sean Walsh knows all about winning the national title. He has 2 of them to his credit in his 16th season in Orono, and he took what was virtually a non-existent program and made it into a perennial power. In the goal, with no trim at all on the mask, which says something about his personality, Dan, Matt Yates.
Sean Walsh said to us earlier today, you know what we like about this kid, Matt Yates? He tries to blend in and become invisible. It's tough to be invisible when you're such a great goaltender. You've got a 9-10 save percentage. The kid is just, he's been on fire recently. They came in, they had 3 goaltenders. They were rotating him through. What happens? He takes over halfway through the season. He's the man.
At the other end, Carl Gehring not so much a surprise, but there was question if he was going to be the man today.
Well, Carl has had 60 wins. He's only a junior. The kid's playing out of his mind. However, they had another goalie in there, a kid named Andy Kohler, who played the last 3 games of the tournament and was really playing great. However, both goalies in the past month have suffered concussions. Which kid's going to rise to the occasion? Well, this one is in first.
Glad you could be with us. There is Lee Gorin, not to be confused with Carl Gehring, the goalie. Gorin, a prolific scorer. North Dakota wearing the black uniforms with the brilliant green and white trim, going left to right in the first period in Maine. In the white sweaters with the navy blue and sky blue trim. It'll be the checking line out there for the Black Bears to start things off. Jim Ledger will take the draw as the always feisty Brendan Walsh got thrown out of the opening face-off of the game.
And, you know, they do that on purpose. They say they're the 4th line, but, you know, this line is full of senior and junior experience every single time they're out there.
Okay, here's Ulmer dumping it in left wing corner. Beta on the big hit, number 19 in black. Ulmer dumps it down the wing. Back come the Black Bears. It's Ledger up through center zone. Ledger all the way over the blue line. Mazurek lining him up. Stops him. Ledger's backhander comes all the way across. Roach picks it up on the carom, fires it around. Mazurek taking it. Maine changes on the fly already. Maine designated as the home team, and it's going to have the last change today. We get the automatic icing. North Dakota's season summary, just 8 losses this year. A great offense and a great defense.
And we mentioned before, these guys lost 60% of their firepower from last year's team, and they come back and they're 2nd in the country in scoring. Excuse me.
It is such a proud program. It has sent so many players to the National Hockey League. Tony Herkus won the Hobie Baker while he was a member of the Fighting Sioux. Jason Blake left the team after last year. He's playing regularly for the Los Angeles Kings, who will be in the Stanley Cup playoffs starting Wednesday on ESPN2, ESPN, and ABC. And the University of Maine has sent many greats to the NHL. Paul Kariya, the best of them. Black Bears trying to throw something on goal here in the early going. Ryman along the boards, can't control. Panzer breaks it out to center. And now Commodore, a huge defenseman, throws it in. Loya, that's L-O-Y-A. It's not a Boston accent for attorney, it's actually Loya. Clearing but not out. Now O'Connell has it center zone. Loya picks it up far side board. A lot of forechecking pressure from the Fighting Sioux. If somebody's got butterflies, they can pay the price early in this one. Gehring decides he's going to cover it up with just 1:20 into the action. Maine doesn't exactly limp in here. The defending champs were targets for every team out there, but they have been on fire at the most important time. They are unbeaten in their last 13 games.
12-0-1, and that all began when they got some of their players who were injured in January back into, into the mix. You had a guy named Tim Ryman, a freshman, had 3 months out post-concussion syndrome. Nico Dimitrakos, a few of these guys, they came back, and all of a sudden, they just started to mesh.
Martin Correa, number 23 in white, is on the ice. He is going to be a very exciting player to watch today. Here's Defoe, huge winger, walking all the way and getting the shot off the skirt of the net. Comes all the way back out to the point. Schneekloth sending it back around. Defoe, big presence in the corner. Works along with Armbrust. Armbrust back of the goal. Black Bears. Barrett Heiston gets it ahead to Correa. He's got Chris Heiston on his left. Correa tries the fancy move. Mazurek with a nice check. Centering pass. Goes off a leg and comes back out to the slot. Here comes Armbrust. He's breaking with Defoe left. Bounces off the defenseman. And Schneekloth gains possession at the North Dakota line. Armbrust tumbles into the boards, but not before dumping it in back of Yates. The Black Bears again throw it to neutral ice. Roach, cross ice pass. Lineweber sending it in. The centering pass, Tratnik. Mattias Tratnik, a Swede, fires it out through center zone. Maine sometimes refers to its team as the United Nations. There's not a whole lot of high school hockey in Maine, and as is the case in the Northeast, a lot of teams have to go recruit all over the place. There's contact away from the play. It looks as if Spiewak is going to get nailed for interference. Matt Shigos, the referee today, making his first call and sending Spiewak to the penalty box. We'll get a look at Maine's power play. Dean Blaze sending out his penalty killers, and this is why. You see right in the center of the screen, Spiewak making contact behind the play. He goes for interference at 2:41. So it'll be Ben Guite, number 12, centering Dimitrakos and Tratnik up front, with Janik and Eck back at the blue line.
We mentioned quite often that Ben Guite will be the center primarily on power plays. He leads the country in power play goals with 13.
A lot of that, though, is because of LaRose's presence. And again, LaRose, the top assist man, misplay by Yates. Now he has to play it to the corner. LaRose, the top assist man, out because of a stick foul late in the national quarterfinal game. Dimitrakos broken up on Roach's poke check at the line. And Lundbaum throws it all the way in on Yates. Yates a little shaky with the stick in the early going here.
That's 2 in a row in about 20 seconds.
Dimitrakos, long pass right side for Barrett Heiston. And it's going to go for an icing call.
There's a guy with that invisible demeanor we talked about, nothing on the mask. Well, those two little miscues, he's becoming invisible in his playing style. I have a funny feeling, yeah, he's a sophomore, yeah, he's getting experience this year, but, well, there's some butterflies.
Both of these teams ranking in the top 20 in the nation. On the special team situation, they are in respectively right now. Maine with another minute, 13 seconds to go in the man advantage. The faceoff coming to the left of Yates. Correa winning it back. And here come the Black Bears. This is Ryman. Out to Metcalf. Bounces off Chris Heiston. Goes to the sideboards. Norderman managing to get it back to center, but Metcalf fires it right back around. And again, North Dakota able to fire it back to center. Here's Barrett Heiston over the line. He's got Correa and Chris Heiston middle. Roach with the check to stand him out. Barrett Heiston into the middle. Correa crashing the goal. Save, rebound, loose in the slot. And it comes to the sideboards. Oh, Roach is going to go right there. An obvious penalty as he hauls down Martin Correa. That's going to be a 30-second 5-on-3 coming up for Maine.
I mean, that was just so obvious. How can you get that low anyways with Martin Correa? The kid's only 5'7". What's he doing?
He's frustrating North Dakota already with his quickness down low. That's what he's doing.
Well, you saw the first shift out there. He went between the legs and said, here you go with the puck. All of a sudden, the defenseman was saying, oh, this kid is just working magic. Early on, Martin Correa is giving him everything they can have in the front of the net.
All right, North Dakota in a tough spot here. It is a holding penalty, and it comes at 4:11 of the first period. So right away, a 5-on-3 situation.
Once again, we got Ben Guite back in the slot. You've got Walsh on the left wing.
Barrett Heiston also up front. And Ryman and Dimitrakos are out there. So it's actually 5 forwards by the chalk here. Sean Walsh looking for the first marker right away. Guite, over. Dimitrakos takes it, fakes the shot, down the slot. The shot just wide. Barrett Heiston on the rebound, looking front for Walsh. Comes back out top. Here's Guite, bad angle across the crease. Barrett Heiston couldn't find the wood for it. Ryman winds up. Dimitrakos' shot. Guite across the middle, shot saved, rebound loose and underneath. And Gehring holds the fort for the Fighting Sioux. 3 seconds to go in the 5-on-3.
You saw Heiston's stick going up. He thought that was in the net. Great play across the top. Dimitrakos has the hardest shot on the team. Unfortunately, his stick breaks. He was going up. For his 5'7" guy, boy, he covers a lot of net and awfully quick.
Here it is from Gering's perspective.
Great leg. And then he looks behind him. He also thought, did that thing go in or not?
Yeah, you don't feel that disc under you. You better find it in a hurry.
That hit the post. That hit the far post, and he looked back behind him to see where it was, and it came out underneath his body.
All right, again, 3 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Mazurek, Panzer, and Lundbaum are out for the Fighting Sioux. Trying to get it back to 5-on-4, where it will remain for another minute and a half after the first man comes out of the box. Guite to take the draw against Lundbaum. Find out early who the good face-off man is for North Dakota. Lundbaum out there in a crucial situation, but it comes back to Eck. Drive goes wide. Guite trying to pick a corner, and Gehring has it covered again. We're back to 5-on-4. Janik across for Guite. Poked on there by Goring. Guite would have been doorstep with an empty side of the goal. Here's Guite. 3-on-1. Tries to feed it down low to Chris Heisman. Back come the Fighting Sioux on the shorthand, going 4-on-5. They elect to dump. Yates plays it for Janik. Janik beyond Tratnik. Commodore, the big defender, guns it out to center zone. Eck has to wait. Now Tratnik is back on side. Eck, right side. Janik backhands it in. 50 seconds, 5-0 to go on the power play. Chris Heisman off his legs. Mazurek picks it up and throws it down the river. Good scrambling on the penalty kill by North Dakota, and some fine goaltending. Sometimes a goalie has to be your best penalty killer, and Gehring has been so far. At center, Noterin gets in the way of a pass, then deflects in behind Yates. Less than 30 seconds to go in the man advantage for Maine. Potential huge emotional swing if North Dakota can kill this off. But here come the Black Bears. Dimitrakos, first shot. Gehring true to the task.
Dimitrakos is looking strong. You mentioned how important a goalie is, and he's more important, 100 times more important when it's 5-on-3, because you've got a triangle out there trying to stop him. And if you think back to the last play, there's that one time on the side of the net, Ben Guite was on the off wing.
Back out top.
Here it is. Guite there.
Dimitrakos
one more time.
Guite across the middle. Shot
Guite
save. Rebound
was
loose.
on the off wing.
Janik across.
The right-handed shot, unfortunately, the puck went in between the goalpost and his skate. You wanted a left-hand shot there, then to get the puck out front quicker. Every power play, you want that strong side. You want the right-hand shot on the left side and vice versa to have the shot in front of the net. And that time it kind of backfired on man, unfortunately.
19 seconds to go in the penalty kill for the Fighting Sioux. And they control the face-off. It's Schneekloff. Schneekloff dragging it, wasting some time and dumping it in. Less than 10 seconds to go, and they will have gotten through this very difficult early test. Here comes Brendan Walsh, though, the captain for the University of Maine. On the go. The drive saved by Gehring. He has been really sharp early. Kurluck firing it in, but again, Schneekloff has possession. Spins off of his man, and now Roach coming back. It's a 3-on-2 for the Fighting Sioux. Ulmer has Lundbaum across the middle. Just dumps the puck. Metcalf turning it back for Maine. Schneekloff at his own line. Up to center. Scarperud fires it off the boards. North Dakota's going to get fresh legs out there. 6.5 minutes into this game. It's live coverage of the national semifinals. We're at the Frozen Four in Providence. Maine in white, North Dakota in black. At the center circle, just bouncing around, and finally Lineweber comes up with it. Dumps it in around behind Yates. Tratnik elects to leave it there. Almost gives it up to dangerous Gorin, but Maine recovers and brings it back out. It's Shoot onto the right side. Lawson gets pasted. Lineweber lining him up. Roach taking possession. He's out of the box. An extra pop behind the play. Maine's going to get an unnecessary penalty here in the first period. But here comes Roach with the goalie out. The shot saved. Yates rebound. Faceoffs coming in the Maine end. That hurts the Black Bears because they're going to be killing a 2-minute penalty.
You know, Jack,
We'll be back to Providence in a minute.
5-2.
Sean Walsh's guys are on the shorthand because Michael Shute has gone for roughing at 7:24. Again, an emotional situation. There was contact behind the play, and Shute took it a step too far, and he did so right in front of referee Matt Shigos. He had to call it.
I was about to say to you, Jack, you know, yes, we can tell which team has more experience. Recently here, Maine, they took the game to the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. That was a needless penalty. And who gets it? Michael Shute, the guy who hasn't played recently. In fact, the guy who hasn't played on the wing. This season, he has played 14 games on defense, 4 games at center and 4 games on the left wing. Never played any game on the right wing. He's a little bit out of his element.
Shoot in the lineup because of the Corey LaRose suspension. LaRose having to miss a game because of the stick foul incurred in the late going in the quarterfinals. All right, so here is the powerful North Dakota power play. Lundbaum down in the corner along with Gorey. Schneekloff moving it over. Commodore's rocket and a save by Yates. He sees it through the forest and hangs on. Commodore is a big fella, 6'4", 225 from Saskatchewan, and he got his weight behind this one.
As we discussed last power play for Maine, you notice the defensemen have switched sides, so that right-hand shot from the left point is close in to between the pipes. But a great play by Yates, just covering it up. No time for rebounds. Saw it all the way. Nice play. The Maine guy got out of the way in front of him, jumped over the puck so we could see it all the way.
Ulmer, Beta, and Gorin now up front as Dean Blaze has decided he's going to change it up. He's got Mazurek and Roach back at the points. Janik jamming for Maine. Ulmer gets it loose for Gorin, the prolific goal scorer. Dumped on the hit by Eck. Eck throws his weight around. Gorin gets plastered into the boards. Now Beta, true freshman. Gorin looking in front for Ulmer. Back to the point. Roach tees it up. His drive whistles wide. And Ledger throws it up to center. We get a whistle, and we're going to get a face-off outside the line on the offside. Gorin's paying the price here.
Well, he's obviously a marked man. When you lead the team in goals, no matter how big you are, they're going to take you out. Let's face it, Robert Eck is the biggest guy they've got on Maine, and they're going to just hit Gorin all they can to try and throw him off his game.
Eck, 6'5", 225.
Is this a football game?
He's a Swede. They grow him big in his part of Sweden. Tratnik on the draw. There's a rugby scrum. The puck somewhere underneath. Commodore away with it at his own line. The Fighting Sioux with 1:05 to go on the man advantage. Down the right side, Lundbaum, but held up at the line on the check. And we get another stoppage in the face-off at center zone. A lot of physical play here in the first period. Both of these teams trying to establish whose game it is.
You also have 2 teams that are built similarly, not just by the way they put their team together, but their size. The forwards, faster. Some are smaller. Defense, obviously you're seeing 6'4" and 6'5" guys in the blue line. They play that kind of game.
Well, you see a lot of different types of teams later on this evening. We're going to see a St. Lawrence club, which is not so NHL player-oriented. There are many different ways to get here. There's a high stick call. Faceoff's coming all the way back to the North Dakota end. And speaking of St. Lawrence, the Saints take on Boston College, a team that might be the Boston Red Sox of college hockey. They have had so many very, very good teams and a couple of great teams that have been turned back. That school hasn't won a national championship since 1949. This might be their year. They've got 3 Hobey Baker finalists. Of course, if you follow college hockey, you know the Hobey Baker Award is the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy for college hockey. Whoever's the best player in the country gets it each year. And man, they have got some studs on that team. In fact, some people are saying that Belfay, who is not a Hobey Baker finalist, might be the best player on that team right now.
Yeah, I mean, Belfay, we're going to talk about him a lot tonight, but I mean, the kid just, he's the MVP of every tournament he plays in. He's a big money player.
North Dakota with a man advantage for another 40 seconds. Ulmer chasing it in, almost gets it across the near post, has another chance. Shot loose in the crease, and Maine clears it out of there. A lot of confusion in the Black Bears' end. Roach dumps it off the backboards, and Mazurek will start it again. Fighting Sioux wreaking havoc, but unable to get one across the goal line. Here's Beta with a break. Beta all the way in shot. Save, rebound, comes all the way to Roach in the circle. He can't control the bouncing puck. High in the slot. Roach decides to go to the boards. Back comes Lawson. Lawson with a short-handed break going up the right side. Roach pins him in, and Mazurek turns the puck back to Roach. Penalties killed with 5-on-5. Here's Gorin. Metcalf breaks him up with a stick check right at the blue line. Beta tumbling. Correa goes over the top, and now he's got a chance. Roach tries to line him up, and he sidesteps the check. Boy, does that look like the brothers Correa there. Here's Tratnik behind the goal. Circling on the backhand shot. Hits a body. And Ulmer brings it back for the Fighting Sioux. Beta can't find it. Overskates the puck in center zone. and shoot. Throws it back in. Missouri throws it almost into his own bench. Dory fires it into the Maine end. Guite right in front of the penalty bench. Big hit behind the play. Ryman hustling in. O'Connell beats it to it. Guite takes it along the boards. A lot of hustle from this Maine line. Dimitrakos right out in front. Guite hauled down. Going to get another North Dakota penalty as Guite goes to the goal. And good things happen when you do that. Commodore's going to go 10-20 into the first period. Ben Guite making good things happen for the Black Bears, and they'll be on man advantage.
And welcome back. We're at North Dakota, Maine, still 0-0, but look at this play right here. Ryan Beta, a freshman. Come on, where do you learn that stuff? Incredible move, however, even a better save. Watch this, right up there. The invisible man is no longer invisible. I don't care what kind of mask he wears. He's settled in, a little over 10 minutes into the game. He's got his feelings, he's got his bearings about him.
Alongside Dan Moriarty, I'm Jack Edwards. You are watching live coverage of the Frozen Four. Manon Rayon will join us a little bit later to bring us closer to the game. North Dakota in black, Commodore in the box for holding at 10-20, and we get another look at Maine's power play. Black Bears had a 5-on-3 earlier in this first national semifinal, unable to score. Dimitrakos can walk right in, shot, save, and again Gary was looking behind him, but hey, he made the stop. Guite back of the goal, setting up, past Dimitrakos. Janik, good play and knocked out of there. There's Spiewak. Got a stick on it, whacked it the length of the ice. Here comes Kurluck. Kurluck. Guite trying to find Kurluck in front, but just too many bodies. North Dakota clearly is going to hit anything that comes close to the puck today. Guite, the pull-up move, sidesteps, Lundbaum's check. Along the boards, Kurluck. It's underneath him, and O'Connell pins him to the ice. The faceoff will come to the right of Gehring. 1:13 to go in the penalty, and 8:53 left in a 0-0 first period. Gehring's had some pretty exciting moments today.
Well, the guy hasn't played in about a month. He's wondering where the puck is. He's been playing fantastic. However, look at this. No,
Guilty.
It went to the right. He's looking behind him. I mean, these guys, maybe he's not seeing the puck in front of him. Once again, they go back to the fact these guys are 5'7". He and his backup goaltender. Sometimes they say they can see more from that level. Sometimes they say, you know what? The guys are getting bigger in front of me. I can't see.
You saw the green mouth guard behind the mesh mask, and if you've suffered a concussion, oftentimes you're required to wear, by your doctor, you're required to wear a mouth guard, because if your teeth are together and your jaws clamp, you have a much lower chance of getting another concussion. Missouri whips it around, comes back out the center zone. Ryman's on. Now Metcalf and Ryman, 45 seconds to go. Barrett Heisen dumps it in. Martin Correa, Paul and Steve's little brother, bashing into the backboards. Here he is. Quickness is everything. All the way back to Metcalf. Across. Ryman's drive whistles through. Chris Heiston trying to hack it home. Brings it back. Metcalf's shot blocked in front. Lundbaum going down, sacrificing the body. This is college hockey at its best.
And that kid Tom Ryman, keep an eye on him. As we said earlier, he's a freshman, missed 3 months. He was playing wing because of the situation with the Rose, with Corey LaRose, thank you. But on the power play, they put him back in the point.
Brendan Walsh can't get the shot off as Spiewak makes his second good defensive play in 2 shifts, preventing the stick from coming through. We're back to 5-on-5. A lot of manpower situations here in the first period of this first national semifinal. We got 2 for you today on ESPN2. O'Connell for North Dakota. Back of his goal. Brendan Walsh giving him problems. Lundback catches it in center zone. Fires off the boards. Walsh now Ledger with it. Past Kurluck. Kurluck on the go. Out comes Gehring. Steers it around. Roach calming things down. Lundback dumping in. Maine changes on the fly. 7 minutes to go. First period. 0-0 in the national semifinals. Live from Providence. O'Connell, a 70-footer. Oh, it busts through Yates. That was trouble. Eck turns it away. Now back at the point. It comes outside and back in. Mazurek unable to keep it inside the line. Shaky moments for Yates, but he keeps it 0-0. North Dakota in black, Maine in white. Maine, the defending national champion in hockey, and we are playing in the semifinal round live on this Thursday afternoon from Providence, Rhode Island. And there is plenty of adrenaline. This 11,000+ seat house sold out on lottery. Yates kicks it up over the glass on the 75-foot chance. And you can see it. They are packing it in. A lot of people calling in hockey today.
What is it? Wait. It was a 2 o'clock in the afternoon drop, wasn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Unemployment in the Northeast is just not that.
Yeah, it must be what, 2.5%, 3%.
Unbelievable.
Right. I'll tell you what, a lot of people have made the trek down from Maine. Black Bear fans start very, very early. It goes into the UMaine bench as Sioux tries to fire it out of the zone. Sean Walsh with a difficult situation, having to go without Corey LaRose, who has 51 points, 36 assists. Now the next highest scorer on the team has 37 points overall. LaRose has to sit because of a stick foul in the closing minutes of the national quarterfinal game.
Coach Walsh has used that as motivation for this team. He told the guys, listen, what we've got to do, we're not one man out there. Corey's a senior. Guess what, boys? He is a senior. We want him to play in one more game. We can get him there without him on the bench this once.
And I'll tell you what, credit to Corey LaRose for saying rules are rules. You know, I'm not happy about it, but I'm not going to make a big stink about it because there's nothing I can do. You know, the reality is I'm going to have to sit and I can scream and complain about it, but it's not going to do me any good.
And he's better off not complaining about it because you know what? If they do go to the final game, his head will be there. He'll be more adjusted for it, ready to play and not out like super him.
Here's Panzer down the right side, but he gets muscled off the puck. Eck, Janik. Here's Janik picking it up back of his own goal. Eck, the huge Swede. Janik, Dimitrakos throwing it in front of the bouncer. Save as Gite goes tumbling over the top. Gehring standing his ground. You saw that coming together about 3 seconds before it happened, but what great work by the 5'7" Carl Gehring.
Well, it was at his level. There was a nice play by him to jump on that. Look at this play. Talk about no tomorrow. He put his body, stopped the puck, and then allowed himself to just get run over by a pretty big guy, Ben Gite. You know, Gite, as we said earlier, leads the team in power play goals. He knows how to go to the front of the net and park himself there. He's going to run over anything he has to.
Gite's 6'1", 197 pounds, so yeah, he's plenty big. O'Connell throwing it around for Hale, seeing his first ice time. Dean Blaze using 4 lines, working right through the rotation. Yates fires it all the way out to his own blue line, and that clears the zone. And here comes Metcalf for UMaine. 75-footer hits O'Connell's legs, bounces along the blue line. It's underneath Metcalf. They're going to rule an offside on it. 5:29 to go first period. Maine and North Dakota 0-0 in the national semifinals.
Now you mentioned that Coach Dean Blaze using 4 lines. It's important to do that because, you know, the adrenaline gets going in the semifinals of the national championship. You know you're going to go against Maine, who's going to play 4 lines. And when you get tired, you get tired quicker when the adrenaline's pumping. You've got to get that 4th line out there as often as possible. They don't do it as often.
Martin Correa to take the draw for Maine, number 23 in white. We have seen some fantastic work from him already in this game. Here is O'Connell. Good stick handling from the big defenseman. Throws it right in on Yates. Yates very active playing the puck. Barrett Heist leaves it off for Metcalf. It's a 4-on-2. Metcalf drops it off. Heist in the shot. Goes all the way through. Loya along the right wing boards. Here comes Ulmer. It's the counterattack and a quick one. Gorn unable to chase it down. Chris Heiston taking it away. Gorn, number 4 in black. A dangerous scorer. Leads the nation in game-winning goals. Roach at his own line. He's calmed things down a couple of times for the Fighting Sioux. Fakes the shot. Goes deep. Roach still with it. Goran on the door
doorstep denied by Yates. Missouric shot blocked by Metcalf with the legs. Here come the Black Bears. Coming back the other way, it's Ledger. Roach standing him up. Ledger shot. Save. Gehring gets whacked over the top. Ledger coming down hard on him. Gehring might be hurt.
And
Ledger just followed through right over the top with the chop on the goalie Gehring.
Jack, and unfortunately, he went right for his head laying on the ground. And we mentioned earlier, he's missed a month with a concussion. Both goalies, in fact, have suffered them. Talking to him, he's up on one knee. Oh,
it was an elbow
that was
coming through.
It looked more like not so much an elbow. Could have been just the left glove and butt end come up. Now, was he being held up by the defenseman? That looked like he came through with that one, and he had some time.
He's going to the box for 2 minutes at 15:25 of the first. We'll be back for the power play. Matt Yates has stopped 8 pucks. Carl Gehring has 7 saves. Gehring is just fine after Ledger's elbow whacked him and sent him down for a moment. It's going to be a North Dakota power play here. A lot of manpower situations as emotional play has gone back and forth. That puck goes flying into the North Dakota bench, and it caught somebody. And they're gonna go straight to the room, and that's O'Connell, and he is one of their top defensemen.
He's a senior.
Tim O'Connell is going straight into the room. He took a hard clearing pass right in the head. This is O'Connell in the tunnel, in the runway, and this is just horrible bad luck.
And this is
North Dakota.
This could be devastating because of the fact of his health, because these guys are wearing full cages, so you know it's not right in the face. You know it's not in the teeth or the eyes. That's on the side of the head, which can be really, really dangerous.
On the other hand, we're really not sure exactly what it is, because often when players are on the bench, they do pop open the face mask, so we're not sure where it hit him. Here's Panzer on a rush, moving it to the forehand. He gets smacked down by Janik, not Tratnik, trying to make things happen. Dory, who's back after an abdominal injury, kicks it over to Lundbaum. Lundbaum along the boards, sends it down low. Panzer trying to whack it in short side. Lawson scales it down the length of the ice. O'Connell, good news for North Dakota fans, is back on the bench. Happy to see that. Maybe just briefly shaken up. Might have hit him in the back of the helmet. Lundbaum on the break. Right wing side. Scoops it in front. And back on the back check. Gite. He gets hammered in center zone. Commodore snaps his stick on the check.
I think both pregame speeches must have been hit everything that's breathing.
Tell you what, these guys might have a little blood in their adrenaline, but not a whole lot, because there is so much adrenaline filling those veins. These guys are flying. 40 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Fighting Sioux. Missouri over the line for Gorin. Gorin looking for something in the slot. Decides to go back to the goal for Ulmer. In front, Beta on the doorstep. Can't turn it to the forehand side. Roach throws it right in front. Ulmer, a sweet soft pass. Doesn't connect. Comes to Roach. Roach trying to get away for Ulmer. Bats it down with the hand. And Lundback manages to chop it clear. Missouri throws it around the glass, right side. Yates stops it. Begg off the boards into center zone. Walsh, as the penalty expires, we're 5-on-5, but here's Ulmer with the break. Ulmer on Begg. Curl and drag, and he tries to stop it. Still loose in the crease, cleared out of there. Top of the slot, Missouri. Yates still down. He's lost his stick, but here come the Black Bears, 2-on-1. It's Ledger. He's got Barrett Hunston. To Barrett Hunston. Puck checked away by Gehring. Goal is off its mooring as Gorin goes just to Gehring's right and takes it out. Holy smoke. End-to-end action.
What a great save by Carl Gehring on that one. Right across the front.
Coming up at the end of the period, the Taco Bell Intermission report. Highlights, stats. ESPN News is coming back with Big Mac's return to the lineup. Day one of the Masters, and maybe the end of Keyshawn Johnson's days as a New York Jet. That all coming up at the end of this period.
Here he is. Great play by Commodore to try and get that. Oh, and then a better play by the goalie Carl Gehring. And then when Gorin hits the net, he goes to the net on both sides of the ice. He doesn't really care. He just goes to the post.
Well, you want your guys to come back and back check as hard as they can, and right now, again, these players are so pumped quick shot right on Kurluck. And Gehring has been true to the task. They can see how, despite a prolonged off period, that North Dakota had so much faith in Gehring. Kurluck up to the line. Still having trouble with Hale. Kurluck and Hale jamming along the board. Now Janik with a break. He's got a hop in his step. Janik going around O'Connell. O'Connell whacked him with a stick. Commodore cleaning him out. Back into the corner. It's O'Connell who had the puck hit him in the head while he was on the bench. Crisp pass out to Hale. Intercepted. Brendan Walsh. Cross-ice pass. Dimitrakos has the big boomer at the bad angle. Setting it up for Metcalf in the circle, but he gets run off the play by Hale. Spiewak checking in the corner for North Dakota. Puck bounces around toward the boards. Gite in traffic. Stick handling. In the slot. 1-on-3. Blast from the point, hits Commodore in the leg. Ryman's drive through a pile, pops up, never gets through to the goal. O'Connell rifles it off the glass. Gite gets the spinner, knocks it down for Metcalf. Metcalf with a big screen, trying to get around his man. We're in the final minute of play in the first period. 0-0 in a very emotional game. Ryman water skiing as his stick is stuck in the back of a fighting Sioux. Here's Metcalf, has the opening shot, hits a body, and it is underneath. We get the face-off. It is amazing how players are scrambling to cover in the defensive zone at both ends. Awesome effort from both of these teams in the national semis. Listen to this crowd's appreciation.
And both goalers are playing great. However, every defenseman, every forward is back trying to block any shot they can just to help out, throwing bodies all over the place.
46.5 seconds to go in this first period. And we got 2 games today, Dan.
And you just saw that big breath by Mike Commodore. It's only the first period.
Hey, it's college hockey. You know, dollar for dollar, in this ever-inflated age of sports tickets, there's no better buy than college hockey tickets. But if you're a North Dakota or Maine fan, you better know somebody. You just can't get in.
Well, speaking of North Dakota and Maine, these two teams, these are the only 2 sports those guys have in those states as far as big-time Division I. Every single person in those states is watching this game.
These are the revenue sports. Barrett Heiston across the middle, taken away. Here comes Mazurek. Mazurek has Scarperud up ahead, waiting. Now beats Panzer. It's a little bit behind him. Barrett Heiston turns it back. 20 seconds, plenty of time. Lundback has it in his skates. He gets lined up, knocked over the penalty boards by Lundbaum. Now Barrett Heiston dumping it in left wing corner. Tratnik tries the drop pass. It goes to nobody. Scarperud sending it out. The final 10 seconds. Here's Lundbaum. Drop pass again to nobody. Nothing there. I got a feeling these guys need a good blow, and they're about to get one. That horn means the end of the first 20 minutes of play here in Providence. We're at the Frozen Four for 2000. 4 teams go in. We'll crown a champion Saturday night. ESPN News after the break.
Welcome to the Taco Bell Intermission Report. Here's ESPN News.
It's the Frozen Four of college hockey, and we're at the first intermission in Providence with Maine and North Dakota. No score. Hello, everyone, and welcome to ESPN News. I'm Michael Kim, and we'll get you back out for the second period in just a few minutes. But first, to check on the day's news, and we begin on the ice with the game. You're watching North Dakota and Maine, and if you missed it, well, we don't have any scoring highlights for you, but we do have this one great play as Carl Gehring, the goaltender for North Dakota, coming up with a big stop in front as Maine pressures down in their own zone. And yes, Carl Gehring comes up with the stop, and as we said, no score after 1 period of play. Maine trying to become the first team in 28 years to defend its national championship. Well, the winner takes on the winner of our second game, St. Lawrence and Boston College, tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. The Eagles had to win 2 games to get to the Final Four, but that was nothing compared to what St. Lawrence had to accomplish. 4 overtimes to beat Boston University. Meanwhile, in the pros, some big...
ESPN's presentation of the 2000 Frozen Four is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, makers of the new 2001 Eclipse Spider. Wake up and drive.
welcome back to the Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. The Fighting Sioux of North Dakota 0-0 with the defending national champion Maine Black Bears. Alongside Dan Moriarty, I'm Jack Edwards, and welcome back to ESPN2's live coverage of the Frozen Four for 2000. Dan, that first period really wild, the way players were committed to stopping the puck no matter what they had to do. A lot of good rushes, a lot of man advantage situations both ways.
Can I say I'm tired already?
No.
In one period, and these guys are unbelievable out there. I'm telling you, each team, back and forth, you find goaltenders are just, at one moment they're on, they look like they're the next NHL All-Star. One moment they're flubbing a little bit. But I'm telling you, these guys are keeping it together. Everything that's moving out there, everything that's breathing is being hit. Here we go.
What makes college hockey so great is that variability of emotion, how it goes through the skill and makes everything around it so much more important to each player and to each moment. Shots on goal, 10-8, pretty balanced. You know, power plays, pretty close. The fans, 11,000 plus here at the Providence Civic Center, packed in and ready to see a second period. It was clear that both coaches had sent the message clearly to their players. Hit everything that's close to the puck, because that's how we're going to force turnovers and capitalize on that defense-offense transition.
And don't respect a single person. Forget who the star names are. Every single person with the opposing sweater on is a star as far as these guys are concerned. Hit them all. And you know what? It's said all the time. I have to say it again because this first period really was the epitome of it. College sports. The name is on the front of that jersey.
Yeah, no question. Now, one of the players who would be making an impact on this game who is not here is Corey LaRose. He, of course, sitting out a mandatory one-game suspension after being thrown out after a stick foul in the national quarterfinals. Doesn't necessarily agree with it, but he's going along with it.
You know, there was absolutely no intent to injure. Bottom line, it wasn't even entering my mind. And, you know, there's really no gray area for a butt-end call. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, I think there should be something that, you know, it's obviously up to the referee, but it's tough, you know, that it's not like I'm two-handing a guy and breaking his arm or anything like that. But hey, those are the rules, and I've got to live with them just like everybody else has to.
Minute 16 to go in the national quarterfinal when he, in essence, was thrown out of that game. 51 points, 36 assists. He is so good at dishing the puck, and he's such a factor on the power play. It seemed, especially in that first period, 5-on-3, that the Black Bears missed him. But you know what? They're not making excuses, and I'm sure they're not going to talk about it after the game. Win or lose, they're going to say, hey, you know what? We knew what the story was coming into this game. It's up to us to win it.
And that graphic said missing piece. It should have a question mark at the end of it. Is it really a missing piece? Do they need him to get over this hump into the finals, or can they go it without him?
Well, Maine has returned to the ice. North Dakota a little slow coming out here, and according to the scoreboard clock, they're supposed to drop the puck in about 15 seconds. I don't know if they've got a clock problem underneath or if we got a little bit of gamesmanship going on here. Make Maine think about it a little or what. But now the Fighting Sioux are finally coming through the tunnel.
I just think they need an extra 30 seconds of rest after that first period. Come on.
I would.
You can't fault them for that.
Matt Yates stopping all 10 chances that he faced. How many goalies would choose not to paint the mask?
I'm telling you, I don't know this for a fact. He's the only one. It's such it's a thing of expression now because it's become an art form, like doing something on the side of a wall. It's a mural. These guys, every NHL goaltender has something about the team and about their personality on there. And once I go back to what I said earlier, this is this kid's personality. He does not want to be recognized. He wants to be just part of this team concept that Maine's coach Walsh has tried to put into their heads, and they've bought into it all season long.
Brendan Walsh to take the draw from Maine against Jason Ulmer. North Dakota in black skating right to left as we begin this second period. The defending national champion Maine Black Bears in the white sweaters going left to right, and again Walsh gets thrown out of the face-off, and Ledger is going to come in. That's twice in 2 periods in this game.
And it's funny, for the fourth line, they talk about these guys being the fourth line, which doesn't mean anything on the Maine bench. They will begin every single game, every single period, just to get things going. They're gritty.
If you watch a lot of the NHL and you're not used to some of the unique rules of college hockey, that's one of them. The red line is only in play for icing calls, and icing is automatic. There is no two-line offside pass, so you'll see long passes out of a defensive zone all the way up to the opponent's blue line. That really opens up a lot in college hockey. But there was a situation where Maine tried a short pass, didn't connect, and went for icing. That happens a lot through center zone. Walsh and Ulmer on the draw to the right of Yates. And Walsh is going to set an NCAA record for getting thrown out of faceoffs. That's 3 in this game already.
Maybe he's hurt his hand and we don't know about it. He doesn't want to take the faceoff.
Gorin, the rifle shot, and a save by Yates. Gorin, Ulmer parked on the post, trying to jam. Sloops right on the side of the goal. In front, Ulmer taken off his stick by Ledger. Fired right through the crease. Scramble. Loose in front. Bounces all the way across. Mercy. Maine clears, but not out. Gorin with good stick work. We're going to get an interference play behind the play, and that's going to go against Maine. Face-off coming in center zone. It's cross-checking officially against Janik. Just 33 seconds into the second period. North Dakota is going to go on the power play. Some excellent stick work by Gorin, keeping that puck in the zone. That shows you the kind of hand-eye coordination he has. What great skill he has.
Once again, Gorin and Ulmer in front of the net, just diving left and right. However, Beta, the freshman, seemed to get under the skin of Doug Janik. And he came back and took him down. That could go back to the first period when Beta went from the boards right in front of the net for an uncontested shot, holding him off with his shoulder.
Lundbaum, Panzer, and Scarperud up front. And it is Schneekloth and Commodore at the blue line. Here's Lundbaum's shot, save, rebound, and it goes wide. A couple of quick tests on the power play as Ryman clears it the length of the ice. Commodore trying to make it 1 for 3 on the power play today for the Fighting Sioux. Lundbaum past Moya. Ryman picks it up. Scarperud on the forecheck. Ryman clears it around the boards and down the rink. 1:25 to go in the man advantage.
This kid Ryman plays everything.
Schneekloth at his own line. He's got Beta on the right. Takes the shot. Save Yates. And he covers up for the faceoff.
Ryman out there, not only is he playing a lot because he's in the place of Corey LaRose, but Ryman is playing a lot because he's a freshman who came in here highly touted, and they put him on the left wing, the right wing. Defense on the power play. He also plays defense once in a while on the penalty kill.
His position is hockey player. Anywhere you want. All right, Ulmer to take a big draw here for North Dakota. The emotions have been running wild, and they're only going to get more intense when somebody finally pots the puck. Ulmer in the corner. Beta along the wall with Mazurek. Beta trying to find Gorin, but picked off. Metcalf alert. Metcalf loses his stick. He's got a hand injury. Here comes Korea on the shorthand. Saved by Gehring. Back come the Fighting Sioux on the power play. We'll check on the injury. Mazurek firing it high over the top of the goal. Begg takes the hit. Ulmer picks it up, looks in front for Gorin. Kicked out of there by Eck. That keeps it from getting through to Gorin. Gorin, the prolific scorer in the corner. He goes past him. Begg up the board. Korea wheels, can't clear it out. Shot right on, and Yates makes the save. North Dakota going in heavy. Here's Ulmer looking in front. Mazurek crashing, couldn't get the pass to him. Beta in the corner with Ulmer. Ulmer spun around. Begg. Beta rubs off the pick. Check it. It's Ulmer. Ulmer trying to come cross ice. Korea picks his pocket and just dumps it out to center zone. 10 seconds to go now on the man advantage for North Dakota.
A great box thus far by Maine on the power play.
Mazurek over the line, trying to throw it middle. Begg takes it away, clears up. Mazurek's drive deflects off Metcalf, who has returned. Dory, as we're now 5-on-5 again. The penalty is over. Dory circling the perimeter. Roach, the freshman, trying to send it ahead. It's Metcalf with Tratnik. They weave. Metcalf rifles left wing corner on a hop. Maine gets some fresh legs out there. Big hit down low. Tratnik throwing his weight around. Dory can't control. Metcalf in a race with him. Metcalf goes down. Dory digging for the puck. Comes all the way through to Default. Default with Armbrust. But back comes Maine. It's 4-on-2 if the Black Bears can hustle. They didn't recognize it in time, though. Back checking Armbrust comes back and takes it away. Two Maine players run into each other and tumble. 2-on-2 the other way. Default, big guy. Here's Dory from a screen. Gets knocked down. Two fighting Sioux fly down in the slot. The contact in this game is remarkable, and it's a product of the emotional level. Tratnik, 65-footer, goes wide. Daring stops Commodore along the backboards. Armbrust, wing to wing. Noterman can't control it, but here's a turnover in center zone. It's Armbrust. His blast saved by Yates. Eck picks up the rebound. Eck turns his goal. Touches for Janik. Up ahead for Korea. Stops short of the check and dumps it in. Heiston getting help from behind. That's going to be a penalty. And again, who's right in front of the referee. An obvious tug on the sweater. Not the wisest move to make. It comes at exactly 4 minutes of the second period. It has been mighty physical here in Providence. North Dakota again facing a power play for the Maine Black Bears, and this is why.
Now O'Connell, he's a big kid. They're trying to work on his skating, his lateral movement. Obviously Heiston just really, well, took complete advantage of his lack of left to right mobility. You know, the guy's so big, he doesn't use it as often. And Heiston, don't forget, drafted by the Sabres last year. This kid is now, he's no slouch. He's quick, great lateral himself. But you know, you can't do that. That's just too obvious.
Yeah, once the guy's gone, don't reach out and grab his sweater, especially when the referee is 2 steps behind.
Put the stick out, hold him up. I mean, the kid's got a huge stick. Keep him in the corner.
Okay, 0 for 3 on the power play for Maine, but the draw comes in the North Dakota zone. It is Korea to take it with Barrett Heiston and Chris Heiston, and he wins it back to Ryman. Ryman with Metcalf at the blue lines. Barrett Heiston down low to his brother Chris. Chris Heiston in front looking for Korea, bouncing around, takes a swipe at it. Lundbaum calmly dumps it out. Here's Ryman. If you think the emotions can't stay at this level for the entire game, you haven't seen a lot of college hockey.
Stick around.
Yeah, we saw it last this long through 4 overtimes with St. Lawrence and Boston University in the national quarterfinals. There's a lot of juice out there. Metcalf over the line. Korea can't control the bounce. Has to go against the wall. Gets pinned in. Missouri unable to clear. Wyman dumping in. Chris Heiston to Barrett Heiston. Korea's in the slot. He gets popped from behind by Roach. Right across the walls. Ryman's crossing, but he can't find the wood. Ryman in the corner after a great chance. North Dakota pushing it clear to the neutral zone. Barrett Heiston sidesteps the check. Chris Heiston across the middle. Dimitrakos has to go back to the goal. Metcalf around the perimeter. Back out to Dimitrakos. Tratnik now stacked with Chris Heiston. Great save by Gehring. Tratnik letting it go first time. Dimitrakos, top of the slot. Less than 30 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Dimitrakos centering pass. Save knocked out of there. Eck at the point. Spins away from Ulmer. Down to Tratnik. Tratnik comes to Janik on a crazy hop. Janik fires it off Ulmer's skates. And Spiewak gets it clear. Ulmer bumps Janik. 5 seconds to go, and the man advantage for Maine. Here's Eck, stick handle along the blue line. And it's offside. A little bit too fancy there. And the referee's assistant, Bill Jones, right on the call.
Nico Dimitrakos putting on a little clinic out there on stick handling. They say sometimes he kills the puck too often. However, this time, great pass out front. That's just too quick. Here he goes again. Other angle, from behind, coming right at you. Nico, great backhand. He didn't look behind him that time, Jack. He knew where that one was all the way.
He has been hot. It is 0-0 here, second period. Brendan Walsh loses to Commodore. He dumps in, no icing here. They'll have to play it. Begg to the right of his goal. Around for Lundback. Gorin. Beta back to Gorin. Trying the wraparound. can't find it on the forehand side. That's a tough play. Ledger at his own blue line. Dory pokes it ahead. Beta, the freshman, walking in. Shot hits the side of the net. Tries to steer it in front. Did not hit the post. It hit the white side of the net. O'Donnell's wrist shot saved by Yates. He knocks it out of there with the blocker. A 35-foot rebound. Comes all the way to the boards. Lundback jamming with Beta. O'Connell's drive and another save. Beta along the boards. Past Gorin. Goes all the way far corner. Begg after it for Maine. Gorin kicks it to his stick for North Dakota. Leaves it off for Dory. Dory's touch pass. Kurla jamming along the boards. Ledger comes over, picks it up. It's 2-on-2. He breaks with Brendan Walsh. Dumps it in right side, and Maine gets some fresh legs. Good alert play. Long pass all the way up to the blue line to Panzer as Guerin tried to help himself. Metcalf breaking it back. O'Connell gives him room. Metcalf right in front, loose at the side of the goal. Tramnick can't find the handle to poke it home. Metcalf right on goal, and Gehring makes the save. 12:34 to go, second period. Maine and North Dakota eyeball to eyeball, and nobody yet has blinked. It's 0-0 at the Frozen Four. Maine's going to be on the shorthand, but again, good pressure.
Metcalf on the side. Nice pass out front. They're just attacking the front of the net. Just too far for Tratnik. Great reach, though, by the little guy. And then in the corner, the frustration on both teams. You see some punches being thrown, but the one thing you see, penalty, power play, the slash.
Metcalf goes to the box at 7:26 for slashing. So North Dakota's on the power play. Here comes Schneeklopp. Lundbaum moves around the pick all the way in. Shot, scores! Brian Lundbaum!
Unbelievable. Sophomore Brian Lundbaum. Last year, he had 11 points. They say he's the most improved player, maybe not only on North Dakota, but in the country. This year alone, he's got 40 points. 21 goals, and you see why. That was just a snap. Watch the speed. Uses the board to keep himself up, pushes off it. Unfortunately, Janik, wrong place, uses it. Yates used him as a screen. Yates never saw that for two reasons. One, the shot was so hard. Two, Janik was in the way.
Yeah,
and he's saying
Walsh wanted the interference
along the boards.
It did look like a good use of a pick along the boards, but hey, if they don't call it, you're going to get away with it. Number 22 on the year for Lundbaum on the power play. It didn't take long.
You know, when you see a guy going that fast, the referee's eyes are going to go with the player, with the puck, and see the speed go to the boards. There you go. They're calling. That's a tough call.
That wasn't a pick.
That was such great speed. You can't take that away from Lundbaum. Yeah, Coach Walsh wants that, but you know, that was just speed all the way.
Shots right now are 17-11 for North Dakota, and now we're going to see if Maine can answer. Maine is used to coming back. It has been that way a lot of late. 5 times in the last 8 games they've been behind in the third period. They're unbeaten in 13 straight. Begg lines it up. Shot kicked out of there. Zurich. And the Fighting Sioux throw it clear. On back to center zone. Chris Heiston throws a check, but it's too late. Now here comes Martin Correa. Correa with the move. The shot from the slot sticked out by Gehring. Chris Heiston. Gorin back on the back check to take it away. Chris Heiston takes it right back. Schneeklopp bangs him. Barrett Heiston trying to turn the corner. He gets pinned in and hauled down. And he wants a little bit of his check, Missouri. Begg throws it down the slot. Missouri back to his feet. Plays it out there. Chris Heiston runs him right into the main bench. There's a little extra going on between those two guys. 17 white and 27 black. We'll keep an eye on them the rest of the game. Gorin taking a big hit at the blue line, but as the puck and it's knocked away from him. Here comes Dimitrakos. He's got Ryman behind. Ryman looking middle for Dimitrakos. O'Connell riding him out of the slot. Gorin. Left wing center zone. Throws it behind Lundbaum, the goal scorer, and it goes in around behind Yates. Dimitrako's facing forechecking pressure. Here's Lundbaum. Loya checks him. Dimitrako's having trouble. Metcalf. The goal is Lundbaum from Schneekloth at 7:35 of the power play. That's the official scoring. Just 1 assist on the North Dakota goal that has given the Fighting Sioux the first tally of the night. Metcalf misses the bouncer. Gite in his own zone. This is ESPN2's live coverage of the national semifinals. Panzer with Lundbaum looking for number 2, but Metcalf sweeps it away. The goal's off its mooring. And I think we might get a delay of game penalty coming against Maine. Loya is going to go to the box, and that's a good call. Matt Shigos right on it. It was obvious that Loya had his momentum going and just conveniently knocked the goal off its mooring.
It's a great play by Lundbaum. However, at that angle, you've got the defenseman down, you've got to shoot over him. Yeah, you want to go back to Mr. Jeff Panzer. He gave you a nice pass in the first place. You don't want to be greedy. Maybe he's a sophomore thinking, got to get back to my star. But you know what? It's a place where you got to shoot.
Well, it only took 9 seconds of power play the first time around in this period for North Dakota. And now the Fighting Sioux get another crack. They got the big guns out there right now. Homer, number 9, to take the draw. And Lee Gorin is the sniper in the slot. It's a delay of game officially. 9:40. Now pressure on the Black Bears. They get down 2 to this North Dakota team. That may be the end. Homer, back of the goal. As Gorin on the near side. Homer walking to the side. Shot by Gorin. Eck getting his body in the way. The number of blocked shots is astounding.
It's a great play by Eck to get his leg out there right away. You got to question yourself, though. Why do I want to block that?
Use your body. Keep it from getting through. Yates. Eck chops at it. Walsh can't clear. Homer throwing it around. On the near side boards, Gorin losing to Walsh, and he lifts it down the river. 1:10 to go in the North Dakota power play. Roach, the freshman, spinning away from Tratnik. He's got some room. Roach drops it off. Lundbaum along the boards, looking to fire in the middle. His pass comes all the way behind and outside the zone. Commodore controlling. Panzer is the man high slot. He's a little bit too far in front.
He had Panzer wide open with 6 feet to spare on every side of him.
Now here's a 3-on-2. Panzer sending it up the boards. Scarperud gets spilled. Beck firing it around. Commodore keeping it in. Now down to Panzer in front. Scarperud can't get to it first. Yates covers up. 39 seconds to go on the penalty kill from Maine. North Dakota trying to add to its 1-0 lead with 8:59 to go in the second.
What a playmaker this Jeff Panzer is. You see him thinking pass first every time out there. Well, that's why he's a Hobie Baker finalist. The kid is a magician. If you watch him, we're going to get a close-up shot later on perhaps. He uses a stick, well, quite long for a guy who they list as 5'10" in the book. Usually your guys who dangle have the shorter sticks. They're a lot closer to the body so they can keep the puck in tight to protect. Sometimes he's out there on the faceoff, brings a longer stick with him.
We're at the Frozen Four. North Dakota against Maine in the first of 2 live semifinals you'll see today on ESPN2. Alongside Dan Moriarty and with Manon Ray Alm, I'm Jack Edwards. North Dakota in black, Maine in white. Maine the defending national champion. North Dakota looking for its 7th NCAA hockey title. Maine on the penalty kill, another 30 seconds to go on it here. North Dakota scoring on the power play earlier in this period after a 0-0 first. Long pass doesn't connect through center zone, and that's going to be the automatic icing on the power play against North Dakota. Just 16 seconds left with the man up.
You know, these guys looking for the 7th NCAA title. Something happened the past 3 years. They won the WCHA League crown. They were going for the 4th in the row this year, which is the first team to ever do it. When they lost to Wisconsin, they refocused their entire season and said, you know what? I'm glad that monkey's off our back. We're not going for history now. We're going for one trophy only, the NCAA trophy.
There are a couple other teams going for it, and we'll see them at 7 p.m. Eastern live on ESPN2. Boston College against St. Lawrence. Dan Manon and I will be with you once again this evening, and we hope you join us. Championship game Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Roach controlling behind his own goal. Time for one last rush with the man advantage, and Roach will do it. Good! Begg poke checks it away, and Ledger scales it down the ice. That'll do it. Maine has killed off the penalty. And now to tie this thing up, Walsh in the corner. Drops it off. Lundback chasing it down. Absorbs the big hit. Armbrust on the check. Walsh has to bring it back outside the line. Spins around. Fires it down in behind Gehring, who's had a relatively light load in this second period so far. Mazurek, his bouncer out to center. Here's a chance. Armbrust trying to center it for Dory, but he gets knocked to the corner. Janik leaving it off. Chris Heiston. Martin Correa has Kurlik weaving behind. Chris Heisman trying to hit Kurlik. There's Janik with a move. Oh, here's a 2-on. Oh, as Maine gets caught in a ship. It's going to be 2-on-1. O'Connell dropping it off a little too fancy for DePaul. Back comes Maine. Correa at the line. 3-on-2 the other way. Kurlik shot and save. Sean Walsh has changed up lines. He's dropped Kurlik onto this Correa line. Maybe a bit more checking presence as Maine tries to come back in time.
Back at the Frozen Four here in Providence, Rhode Island, 1-0 North Dakota. Lundbaum, once again, that was just pure speed, and the shot is also pure speed. Talk about a kid who's come on in only his second season. Mentioned earlier, 2 goals in his freshman year, 22 this year. Jack, I wonder if he's up for a contract.
I don't think they have contract years in college, but things might be changed. No, seriously.
Unbelievable. Just a kid is shining this year. And they needed that with losing 60% of their scoring from last year.
Here's Maine trying to exert a little bit of pressure. Loose puck in front. Chris Heiston wheels but can't find the handle. Check that, it was Guite. Back the other way, Beta trying to feed Gorin, but Metcalf rides him. Guite in the corner. Gorin wheeling to the slot. Shot saved loose in front. Beta on the doorstep. Can't find the handle. Commodore lifts it all the way through to the right wing corner. Gorin bangs hard. Guite goes flying. Great power. Over. Metcalf pops in. Dimitrakos skating it out. Unmolested. A lot of ice with Guite trailing. Chris Heiston is down behind the play. We're going to see a North Dakota penalty. Goalie is out for Maine. Extra skater on the ice. North Dakota touches up. And it's a slashing penalty at 13:25. So North Dakota will go a man short. Yates was pretty busy there before Maine went on the power play.
When you've got a guy like Gorin in your face, you are very busy. Look at this. That's all pure power by Gorin. But the nice thing is the defense took Gorin out of the way, and Yates saw it all the way into him. You have to be able to see the puck if you're going to stop it. And that's exactly what happened there with a guy like Gorin coming around who can block your view. The defense has to move him out no matter how small the defense is compared to Mr. Lee Gorin.
Commodore is in the box for the slash at 13:25.
You know, Jack, we've seen 3 or 4 slashes out there where guys coming across the middle have gone to the bench without a stick, holding their arm, holding their wrist. Everyone is just trying to slow somebody down with the wood.
5-on-4, Correa wins it right on Gehring, and he covers up to get the face-off. Now Correa, the third in a line of tremendous players who have played at Maine, and when he came in, he didn't have the same kind of awe for Paul. He kind of said, you know, I want to break his records.
Exactly. Steve came in as the nice younger brother. This is a third brother syndrome. No, I'm going to...
Here's Spiewak with a rush. Scores! Spiewak gets a soft one. The freshman. You saw the look on Sean Walsh's face. Boy, Yates would love to have another chance at this one. To sneak by on the glove side.
Look at the move on the outside. Janik was just caught standing still, had no idea Spiewak had that speed. And that's something where Yates, that was Yates' puck all the way. No screen, nothing. It was a soft goal. Maybe the speed of it threw him off. But in the national semifinals, you cannot have that happen to you. That could be a backbreaker, unfortunately for Maine. But don't forget, They've been down before. They always have a way to come back.
Short-handed goal for Spiewak, his 8th goal of the season. All right, Maine really trying to turn up the voltage here. Down by 2 with the man advantage for another buck and a half. Shannon circling to the right of his goal. Walsh, here's Correa on the go through the seam to Walsh. Fakes the shot, has to bring it back. O'Connell on the check. Hanser, right side Lundbaum. Lundbaum going to work on Lyman. Backhander is wide. North Dakota smart to test the goalie in case something's gotten inside his head. Here's a quick shot from in front. Lundbaum going for his 2nd of the game. More pressure on the shorthand by North Dakota than on Maine's power play right now. Less than a minute to go in that man advantage. Eck weaving, dumping in. Maine gets a fresh pair of legs out there. Eck goes to the bench. Lyman can't pin it in, and it comes all the way down.
Talk about kids stepping up. You've got Lundbaum and Spiewak, a sophomore and freshman respectively, putting the numbers up on the board for the Fighting Sioux.
Metcalf runs into the Schneekloth check. Now it's Barrett Heist looking middle. Gite setting up at the crease. Ryman. Metcalf. Down low Dimitrakis centering pass. Stick checked away and cleared out of there. Good work by Noterman on the penalty kill to get the stick in the way of the pass. Barrett Heiston with 12 seconds to go on the penalty. Dumps it around. Gehring, Gite flying in there, getting the puck loose. Bad angle shot saved by Gehring. Stratton rifling it off. Commodores out of the box. They're going to try to feed him for a break, but Lundback is back in center zone. 5 on 5 here. Dimitrakos cross ice for Beck. Beck tees it up for Stratton. Lundback trying to send it down low. Big contact on that. And here comes Dory. Dory turning the corner on Lundback. But Lundback gets the stick in and smashes it into the backboards. Tratnik turning the corner. Tratnik flying through center zone. At the blue line. Off a leg and up about 12 rows high. Exactly 4 minutes to go. 2nd period. We take a break at the Frozen 4. North Dakota has a 2-0 lead thanks to that one from a bad angle by Spiewak. Maine's got a 0 up there because of the work between the pipes. Manon Realm takes us closer.
North Dakota are led by 2 strong goaltenders, 5th in the nation with a 2.21 goals against average. And they are only 5'7", 2 small goaltenders, something I can relate it to. When you're a small goaltender, you have to be good technically and cover and go very well to make up for your size. Back to you guys.
All right, Manon. Technically, Gehring has played a very sharp game today, and Matt Yates in the other end just didn't have the angle lined up right on that 2nd goal. Noterman gets an assist on Spiewak's shorthander, and North Dakota enjoying a 2-zip lead as we play 5 on 5 with about 3.5 to go. Here's an odd man rush. Beta tees it up. He's driving a save. Yates getting the elbow on that Whistler.
Talk about going playing a good game. With a 2-0 lead, I don't care how tall or how short you are, you become taller when your team in front of you has 2 up on the board.
Commodore up the boards for Beta. North Dakota looking more confident by the 2nd. Here's Gorin, who's a sniper. Gorin across for Beta. Great save by Yates. That was the capper right there.
I think he made up for that last one. That was an incredible save on Beta. Once again, Beta, another young guy from North Dakota.
Gorin, Ulmer, and Beta work so well together as a line. Here's a great example of it.
We talk about them being the big line. Watch this play. Across, great touch on that. Over one stick, under another. But that last goalie stick, that big paddle just got out there. Yates trying to make up for well, the last goal, obviously, and doing a fine job there. That 3rd goal could have been a big backbreaker.
Well, Jason Ulmer, who made that pass across to Beta, saucering it beautifully and making the puck land flat to give the freshman an opportunity to get good wood on it. Terrific save by Yates, who obviously doesn't have any mental carryover there. His head's right in the game. Barrett Heiston back of his own goal. This is Moya. Gives it away. Right in front to Fall. Finds the handle, but finally fires it wide. Arm thrust along the boards with Dory. They jam. Chris Heiston nudges it to center zone. Dory turns and throws it back into the left wing corner. Loya knocks down Arm Rust in front. They're going to let him play on. Chris Heisler gives it up to Roach. Roach, a springing pass, arm thrust, makes the curl and drag move. The shot, save Yates. He hangs on, it scores! Oh, it trickled through. We got a conference in front of the penalty bench. Are they going to listen for the whistle here?
It seemed like they're calling that they heard a whistle. Yates had the puck. May have been a little too quick on the whistle.
All right, let's listen. Let's listen. Yeah, it's not in the goal. There's no question the puck is not in the goal when the whistle blows. Even though you can see it, the whistle blows, the puck is dead.
A big break for Maine.
One more look. And a listen, apparently, for referee Matt Shigos. Video goal judges are located directly behind us here. We're literally close to the story. They are reviewing it as black and white, and that's not even close.
Not even close. Big break for Maine if that holds as a non-goal, because you know that puck was free, and Yates did not have a good hands on it for good hold on it for quite a while. You'll tell by Sean Walsh's face as soon as he hears the.
You know what? Here's an issue for the NCAA right here, because we've heard it 3 times now. We absolutely know what the right call is, and they're still deciding. So and even though we're showing it to them, there's
no
an
question.
unnecessary delay here in the game. And you know what? It's better for both sides just to move on and start again. We got to improve that technology, because that lag, we probably could have gone without that last 60 seconds of it or so.
Of course, and when you have that lag, what does it do to the two teams? Obviously, it helps Maine a little bit because they're not 3 goals down with the obvious call. However, what does it do to the Fighting Sioux? Were they on a roll, and this kind of thing holds them back now?
I'll tell you what, I don't think North Dakota takes anything bad out of that. You know, I mean, sure, they'd rather have it count as a goal, but on the other hand, they're knocking on the door. In fact, they've been pounding it down. Shots are now 23-15 with 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. Lundbaum, who has a goal himself, wins the draw. Back, Missouri can't keep it in. Great work by Dimitrakos. Dimitrakos has Ryman on his left, overskates the puck. Missouri goes after it and controls, then throws it down the right wing side. It's icing against North Dakota.
On a non-save they just saw from Yates when the puck goes through his shoulder. When I see Dimitrakos come across the center ice and lose the puck with no one on him, I see Maine cramping up. Even though we still have a period left and we know what they've done in the third period, we know how they've come back lately. The thing is, they seem to be playing a little scary.
University of Maine has a lot of confidence, though. I do not think we have heard the last of the Black Bears today. Guite glides in to take the draw. It comes to the left of Gehring in the North Dakota end. Guite walking right in. Gehring has to cover it. Well, there have been a lot of physical confrontations in this game, and it's only going to get more physical as we go down the stretch. North Dakota has shored things up in its end. Maine had some great chances in the early part of this game. Had a 5-on-3 power play in the first period that North Dakota was able to kill off. And clearly the Fighting Sioux have the momentum here.
And the physical part of the game has to get even better for Maine if they're going to get themselves back into this. Once again, they've got to get their heads back in here, and they got to start banging some more bodies.
Ryman wheels along the boards, trying to move on. Lundbaum tries to stuff. Saved by Gehring. Bang at the point. Lines it up. A diving Panzer. Throws it right in the middle now. Begg. And Panzer has the rebound. Scoops it off the glass. Begg controls the bouncer at his own line. Left side, Guite. His pass goes through Ryman. Missouri fires it off the glass. Begg picks it up. Cross-ice pass picked up. Scarperud has Panzer. Scoop pass just a little too far out in front. Lundbaum coming back with Dimitrakos, intercepts for Maine. Lundbaum Scarperud ahead for Panzer. Panzer looking middle. Shot sticked out of there. Yates tested again. Tratnik absorbs the Scarperud hit. Beck, long pass intended for Dimitrakos. He had gone to the bench for a line change, and it's an icing call against Maine. 1:15 to go, second period. North Dakota up by 2.
Nice play by Beck to see Dimitrakos. Unfortunately, he didn't see him jumping over the bench to that man, Coach Sean Walsh. You know, we said it in the opening. The last 8 games, 5 of them, they've been down in the third period. If this holds up, they're down again in the third period. They came back and won those games. Yes, they can do it again. However, what's North Dakota going to allow?
Well, you can imagine the in-between period speech. It's going to start off with, okay, we got them right where we want them. I know that Maine has had some uneven periods of play here. I do not see any panic in the Black Bears, frankly. I think that this is a team that's gone through a tough stretch in this game, but they think if they can endure this and get one, especially before the end of this period, they're going to be right back in this thing.
And you're right. If they get one, it's a whole new ball game, obviously. A one-goal game going to the period. Going into the dressing room for the third period.
Corin and Eck, a couple of big boys, jamming in the corner. We're in the final minute of the second. North Dakota up by 2 in the Frozen Four. Live coverage of the national semifinals. Commodore wrist shot through a screen, hits a body. I don't think that got through to the goalie. Barrett Heiston, right side. Heiston in the middle. Tratnik unable to touch it. Back come the Fighting Sioux. Beta, Ulmer looking middle for Gorin. Fans on the pass. Metcalf fires it off the glass. It bounces to the blue line. Commodore knocking it down. Less than 30 seconds to go in the period. Metcalf trying to skate away from the check. Here's Walsh. Walsh fires it into Spiewak's legs. Spiewak has the second goal of the night for North Dakota. Metcalf throwing it off the boards in front of the Maine bench. 10 seconds to go. Barrett Heiston taking a long run at Commodore. And this will do it for the second period. A very productive one for the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Brian Lundbaum at 7:35, and then Spiewak at 13:35. ESPN News has it next.
It's the Frozen Four of college hockey. We are at the second intermission with the national champions of last year, Maine, trailing North Dakota 2-0. Hi there and welcome to ESPN News. I'm Michael Kim with your intermission report. We'll get you back to the third period in just a few minutes, but first to check on today's news. And we begin on the ice with the game you are watching. In case you missed it, scoring updates from this contest, second period, Brian Lundbaum with the wrister putting the Fighting Sioux on the board with the 1-0 lead, his 22nd goal of the season. Later, North Dakota on the power play, and Kevin Spiewak, he gets the goal. He lights the lamp to put North Dakota up 2-0, and that's where we stand right now in this contest. Maine trying to become the first team in 28 years to defend its national championship. Now the winner takes on the winner of our second game. St. Lawrence and BC tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. The Eagles had to win 2 games to get to the Final Four, but that was nothing compared to what St. Lawrence had to accomplish to get here. 4 overtimes to beat Boston University.
Welcome back to the Providence Civic Center. Yates getting set to lead University of Maine back out onto the ice. It's only 2-0. It could be 3-0.
Now, if you're Maine, obviously you realize you dodged the bullet, and you've got to use this as motivation if you're Yates to know that, you know, I'm sorry, I thought we were going to the other one. This one here by Yates was just an incredible save all the way. I mean, the paddle out there, great play. Obviously, that was after the other goal. He got himself back in the game, making sure my head is centered. I'm not letting you guys down. Let's keep going, guys. Have faith in me.
Now, Lee Gorin on that top line for North Dakota has 2 shots through 2 periods. Jason Ulmer has 1 shot through 2 periods. Ryan Beta has 2. So 5 shots from that one line. And I don't think that Gorin yet has had a really good, clear chance. And he is such a talented sniper that you get the feeling that the next 20 minutes is going to happen.
Lee Gorin and Jeff Panzer, the top 2 scorers on the team, are, as of right now, not on the scoring page. However, that could change really quickly.
We're playing the national semifinal here. Win and you go to the championship game, which will be Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. Lose and you go home. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, Boston College tries to get to the championship game again. It meets St. Lawrence in the semi at 7 Eastern. Gotta love the North Dakota fans who have come here from Grand Forks. Not exactly around the corner. There was a charter that they filled up and brought here. This is a town that absolutely adores its hockey. You know, in quiet moments, people from both of these hockey programs will tell you, you know, it's kind of good to be in the middle of nowhere where your players have 2 things to do all winter long. They have school and they have hockey. It helps them concentrate, and that really helps both programs succeed. North Dakota near perfect when leading after 2 periods. But here comes Maine. Legend on the rush. Maine in the white sweaters going right to left in this 3rd final period. Beta racing up the left side through center zone ahead of Gorin. Kurluck touches it off the boards. It's Legend. Legend with Walsh trailing. Goes right wing corner. Walsh firing in there. Throws his body around. North Dakota will take the puck. Thank you very much. Roach showed a lot of poise for a freshman. His pass deflects and goes for icing against North Dakota.
Once again, Maine stays to what they've been doing all along. They begin what they call the 4th line to start things out there, to keep them going, to get the greedy guys going. Always Brendan Walsh in the middle of it. Take the face off, hit a few people, come to the bench.
There's Corey LaRose. And that is just a miserable place for him to be, because he so dearly wants to be out on the ice. Butt-ending penalty with 1:16 to go in the national quarterfinal has taken him out of the national semi, and he can only put his hands together and pray that there's going to be a Saturday night game, a championship game for the defending champs who beat New Hampshire in an incredible, dramatic overtime game in Anaheim last year. Maine, as you see, trailing after 2, they've come back to win 5 times out of 12.
The other thing about LaRose is, don't forget, he is a senior. This is not a way that you want to finish your career sitting there watching your team down.
2 players go tumbling away from the puck. No harm, no foul. They let play continue. Ryman can't rush onto the centering pass. Scarperud back on the back check. Here's a break. Up ice. Lundbaum. Save Yates. He saves the game.
What a play by Yates. He had Lundbaum all the way. Great lateral movement across the top of the circle. Kept Lundbaum off the scoring list one more time. Yates has regrouped, I say.
There is college hockey where you see a 100-foot pass out of the defensive zone, because there is no 2-line offside pass. Lundback runs into a lot of lumber. Schneekloth on the stick check. Lundback going to the backhander. The shot, the save. Gehring. Lundback goes tumbling off the check by Defoe. Cross ice pass knocked down. Schneekloth throwing it to the boards. Here comes a 2-on-1. Chris Heiston for Barrett Heiston, misses over the top. Players go flying. Mazurek hitting the post with his back with tremendous force, knocking the goal off its mooring. Barrett Heiston is down holding his right knee. You see what these games mean to these players.
Everything about this play was perfect. Brother to brother, stick on it. Just from the last moment, the defenseman for the Fighting Sioux got a hold of Barrett Heiston's stick and moved it just a tad forward. The puck cleared the crossbar.
Oh,
and just before that, oh yeah, he brought him right across the top. It's as if he was reading his mind in that move. There it is, right there. The blade of his stick just caught Heiston's blade, knocked that puck over the crossbar. If not, this was a 2-1 game. It was a great play by the Fighting Sioux defense.
And that right knee of Heiston took a pretty good torque down there underneath. 3-on-2 coming back the other way now. 2-on-2 for the Fighting Sioux. Spiewak, who has a short-hander. Centering pass comes all the way through. Dangerous angle. Pretty creative work by Spiewak down the wing. Janik up ahead for Tratnik. Now Lawson has to turn it back as Janik was inside a little too soon. Eck dumping down the left wing side. It gets past Roach. Goering stops it through his defenseman. Hale at his own line. Has Spiewak up ahead. Big check by Metcalf. Stops the man. And Loya takes the puck, sending it back ahead for Brendan Walsh. Flicks it in wide of Gehring. Gehring playing it himself. Faces opposition. He's going to have to play it wide. And now we get a whistle because the goal again has come off of its mooring.
He had let that go right away, or it was a delay of game. But it's a tough place to let go of that puck.
Big hitting here in the third period. 2.5 minutes into it.
Mr. Metcalf here.
Hale looked up just in time to protect himself.
I think he knew he was there anyway. He just wanted to run him over and let him know, I'm coming at you.
The hits have gone the way of the Fighting Sioux. There was a battle in the first period to see who was going to control the physical nature of this game. North Dakota just never stopped hitting. Maine looking for any kind of an opening. Kurlik. Metcalf off the boards. Walsh. Kurlik giving chase. Schneekloff. Past Commodore. Gorin. Goes cross ice. Moya on the check. Metcalf past Kurlik. Gorin, wrist shot, high, goes all the way to the far corner. Leg for Maine. Commodore gloving it down at his own line. Gorin touches it over the line. Beta can't get to it. Commodore has to glove it again. Long drive and an offside at the Maine line. 16:42 to go in regulation. It's Commodore and North Dakota ahead. That's the trophy they want. The Black Bears got their hands on it last year, but it has been since before any of these guys were born that a team has repeated as national champion. It was Boston University in 1971 and 72. And since then, nobody has been able to go back to back. And unless Maine comes up with 2 here in the final 16.5 minutes, it's going to go another year. Begg elects to play the man. Lundback. Hands are on the great forecheck, getting the puck loose. Centering pass comes all the way past Lundbaum. Roach's drive save, knocked down in front. Dimitrakos skating it back. He weaves with Ryman. Dimitrakos pounded. Good hit along the boards by Roach. Lundback walking in. Goes around the fallen Roach. Lundback back to the point. Guite turns around, fires, saved. Rebound. Ryman whistles it right through the crease, but nobody could get stick on it. Lundbaum dumps it out. Lundback for Maine. Guite tries to one-time it. Fans. Dimitrakos circling. He dumps in. Maine changes on the fly. Gehring has to cover it up as he gets pressure from Barrett, who has returned. Barrett Heiston, who went into the post very hard in his last shift.
Everyone seems to be getting hit on the ice out there. Dimitrakos along the boards. No place to move. A great play by Rhodes to keep him back. Dimitrakos is a guy that Maine always looks for in the big games. He's scored in his last 5 NCAA games. He's a guy who always rises to the top in the big games. Here's a guy, forget Dimitrakos, we'll call him Nico from now on. It's a lot easier, and the kid comes to play all the time.
North Dakota, big advantage, but Maine wins this draw with Martin Correa on it. Chris Heiston in a pile, can't control. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell dumps it in left wing corner. On the go, it's Spiewak. Yates plays it away from him. Bouncer toward the middle. Eck kicks it out of there. Along the boards, Chris Heiston can't clear his own zone. Good pressure, good energy by Noterman, 26 in black, and this line for North Dakota. Barrett Heiston with a rush. Martin Correa half a step off, anticipating the pass.
And he had some speed. Heiston had him going. You could see the play was throw it to the front of the net, right for Correa to try and put one in. What else can you slow him down with? This hit the whistle. Watch this go. Out outside. Oh, he's upset. You can't blame him. It was a close call all the way. Linesman right on the line.
Goal scorers take chances. You have to. Every once in a while, it's not going to work. But, you know, if it works one time out of 10, you're a hero.
That's why you're a goal scorer.
Yep. Metcalf right side. Tratnik getting around the check. Still with it. Tratnik finally on his fourth fighting Sioux. Runs off the puck. Ulmer takes a huge hit from Shoot. Metcalf at the point, wrist hit off a body. It bounces through the slot. Beta has Gorin up ahead. Hits it. Gorin absorbs a big pop in center zone, and he goes flying as Loya got the elbows up. Metcalf touches it up ahead. Lawson takes a pop. Shoot over the line. Onside all the way in. Gehring sticks it to the corner. There are chunks of lumber all over the slot area as a stick is broken. Another body goes flying. Schneekloff on a big hit. Finally, Gorin just dumps it around the right wing corner. North Dakota changes on the fly. Metcalf scooping it up from behind the red line. That's going to be costly. It could have gone for icing. They waved it off. O'Connell thought he was going to get icing. Here comes Walsh. Wrist shot way upstairs. That goes over the glass, just way under that.
Have you noticed, Jack? Maine came out here in this third period. It's been hitting the entire game, obviously. That's well documented. But at the beginning, Gorin down. Once again, you're going to see Gorin get hit one more time. Nope. Still Shoot taking somebody out. He's got Beta, the entire line. Obviously, Beta, Ulmer, and Gorin. You got to knock them all off the puck. And what they're doing, Maine, every single chance they get is taking somebody out. Also, keep an eye on the offensive zone. Whenever they go over the blue line, they're letting it rip from every angle.
This is the Lundbaum line that's out there now for North Dakota. Looking to put this thing away. Roach chipping it up the boards. Here's a break for Maine right in front. Turnaround shot, saved, rebound. Gehring covers it up. Brendan Walsh on the doorstep in unison.
Great timing on that. That's a guy you can't take your eyes off of. He's out there constantly. He said something to me before the game. He said, you know what, Dan? Last year, I went to the Frozen Four, didn't play the final game. I want to go back one more time and play the final game. Here he is, Walsh all over in front. Great play by Goring. From the backside of the goalie, great net cam. Goaltender's got to keep his concentration with that puck coming so fast, and big boys coming in with the stick swinging them at you.
Ryman to take the draw against Noterman. Good hustling effort, diving across, Shoot, trying to get it on goal, but he can't. Here comes Hale the other way. Hale spun around by Lundback. They let it go. Could have been a hold there. Spiewak going in, taking the shot from the right wing.
Same time as his goal, looking for that far shot to the far angle. Seeing if Yates was on his marker now.
Dimitrakos sends it right past Lundback. Lundback has to chase it up the boards. And again, North Dakota throwing it in back of the goal and forcing Maine to come 200 feet to score. 13-13 to go. Lundback behind Yates. Here's Lyman. Lyman looking middle across for Guite, who again is going to the goal. We're going to get an interference penalty. I'm pretty sure holding it is against Commodore. This at 7:04. The time of decision is getting very close for Maine. They get a power play when we come back.
Welcome back to the Frozen Four. North Dakota 2, Maine nothing. And it's time for Maine to do something. And this is what's going to allow them to pull something off. They said before the game began, Commodore has got to be disciplined. Well, guess what? Guite got under his skin a little bit, went to the net, made him bring him down and protect his goalie as he went to the front. Commodore sitting for two. Do they capitalize?
Kevin Spiewak made the most of the shorthanded opportunity last time for the Fighting Sioux to give them a 2-0 lead. Here is Maine in a huge, huge power play for the Black Bears. Metcalf down the boards. O'Connell with defensive intensity, spearing it loose. Roach can't catch up to it. Chris Heiston loses to Roach now, and he backhands it, but not out. Metcalf tees it up top of the slot, backhands it softly down through the middle. Roach got a glove on it. Lyman teeing it up. Barrett, Heiston. Far side, Roach decks him. Oh, it's going to be a 5-on-3, and Barrett Heiston is down. That is exactly the kind of hit that hockey is trying to get rid of right there.
Hitting from the back, the guy can't see you into the boards like that, and unfortunately, the player's down, he's got to sit.
This is terrible.
Barrett Heiston playing an aggressive game, played great. Had the knee, came back from that.
University of North Dakota penalty number 7.
Well, he's down and he's getting medical attention right now. This was a hard hit from behind. Travis Roach lining him up.
And the thing is, when you turn your back like that and to control the puck, you give yourself some room. Travis Roach comes behind him. He's not cushioned by those boards. He's not up against them.
Yeah,
he's giving himself some room. And look at
you can only have one hand on the stick.
Exactly, and he has two of them across the shoulder. But now, once again, if Barrett was closer to the boards and he just rode him in there and held him, that's one thing. When the guy has the puck at his feet, gives himself some room to play it, you come in from the back, there's all that extra air between the boards and the player, and you cannot do that.
North Dakota bench not happy about this development. It is good to see that the ever-durable Barrett Heiston is getting up. Heiston and his brother from Anchorage, Alaska. Travis Roach, who has played an otherwise very good game. He did pick up a penalty in the first period that wasn't the best advised play at the time. But between that and this, he has really been a standout on defense for North Dakota.
And the best thing to see was Barrett Heiston skating off on his own, moving his neck around, getting some water now on the bench.
Okay.
And now we have a 5-on-3.
Minute and 27 of 5-on-3. And this is time for a goal for Maine, because if North Dakota weathers this one, it's going to be an emotional lift that'll last past the end of this one. Lyman throws it into the middle. Pops loose. Here's Panzer. Lyman back for Maine. As Guite passes him at the blue line and dumps. Brendan Walsh charging in. Panzer on him. O'Connell chasing after. Chris Heiston gets there first. Minute 5 to go in the two-man advantage, and now we're going to get a penalty on Brendan Walsh. This is really, really costly for Maine. It turns it into 4-on-3 interference on Walsh, who is a very, very feisty guy. Walsh has 104 penalty minutes, the most of any Maine player, and now he takes a lot of the wind out of the Black Bears' sails.
You see Walsh along the boards, pulling back Panzer. Oh, nice stiff arm right there. Once again, though, in front of the official. How many times do these guys pull these moves in front of an official? The other thing that I'm sure Brendan Walsh was thinking, Maine played 5 forwards then. 20 seconds prior, the 2 forwards on defense could not keep the puck in the 5-on-3. Perhaps you're thinking, I got to help out some more, keep the puck in low in the corners, because my defensemen are not defensemen, they're forwards who are back there.
Well, we'll sort it out for you here. 55 seconds to go in the 4-on-3 for the University of Maine. And this is when talent can shine. And here's Barrett Heiston, who just went head first into the boards. Back out there. Sioux trying to backhand it into the middle. O'Connell charging back. Another shorthanded opportunity coming here. Lundbaum lines it up, waits, just throws it into the right wing corner. That's what North Dakota wants. Run that clock. Dimitrakos over the line. Panzer on him. Big hit by Panzer. Barrett Heiston. O'Connell hops on top of him. Guite back to the point. Lyman tees it up. His drive hits the body in front. It's Barrett Heiston. He collects his own rebound. 5 seconds to go in the 4-on-3. Then it's going to be 4-on-4, and then North Dakota will get a power play at the other end. Here's Panzer with a break. Panzer to the forehand. Saved by Yates. His helmet comes off. The goal's off its mooring, and we get a stoppage.
Incredible save by Matt Yates. Great move by Jeff Panzer. We've called him a magician. Goes to his forehand. Also watch what he does when he takes his left leg to keep that stick off the puck. Great play. but a better play by Matt Yates.
Just flailing at it, taking a face plant, but making the stop.
Look at the speed, kicks the stick away, keeps the puck away, blocks it. Matt Yates there. Another angle. Oh, and he held until the last instant, and Yates just kept on stretching.
I got a feeling that's a goaltending move that we didn't see in the pre-face mask days.
I think you're right.
2.5 G's to the forehead. All right, let's set the scene for you here. We're 4-on-4 for the next 28 seconds. Then North Dakota gets a 5-on-4 power play for 30. But the urgency of the situation is we're under 11 minutes to go in regulation time. Maine at one point had a 5-on-3 power play. Had a 5-on-3 in the first period. Didn't score on that one either.
And that's where a power play as strong as this has got to come through. But once again, don't forget the 4th best penalty killing in the country, North Dakota.
Here comes Martin Correa. Can't get through the seam as Warren rides him off. Warren throws it outside the blue line. And now it's going to be 5-on-4 for North Dakota. The Fighting Sioux have killed off yet another penalty. Great work by the penalty killing units of North Dakota all day long today. Commodore dumps it around down into the right wing corner. Ulmer after it for the Fighting Sioux. Torrent absorbs the check. On the counter, it's Lawson. Head manning the puck. On the turn, Ledger runs into Scrumperud. Check that. It was Noterman. Backhanding it in. We're 5-on-5. More than halfway through the third period. This is Walsh. Brendan Walsh scooping in. Save carrying. He holds the short side. No rust on him. Scrumperud racing ahead. Picks it up on the carom. It's banged off the play by Kerluck on the back check. Moya runs into Panzer. Here's a break for Scrumperud, but he could not get away from Metcalf. Metcalf pinning him in center zone. Panzer runs right into Lundbaum. Decides he's just going to dump it. This is going to be icing against North Dakota. 9:15 to go regulation time, and UND still up 2-0. Here's how they got the 2-0 lead.
Second period, 0-0. Once again, just an incredible shot. And this one, Matt Yates wants that one back. The young guys for North Dakota thus far coming through both times. Speed off the boards, cutting to the front of the net, getting the best angle possible, letting it rip.
If you're just joining us at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific, yeah, you can watch us at work. It's okay. We won't tell anybody. This is ESPN2's live coverage of the Frozen Four, a national semifinal game between Maine wearing the white sweaters and North Dakota wearing the black. Dan Moriarty with me up here in the booth, and Manon Rayom with the rinkside reports. We've got a timeout on the ice. We'll be right back to Providence after this. 9:15 to go regulation time with a 2-0 lead. Dean Blaze uses his timeout here. Why?
Because you're down under 10 minutes. You have a 2-0 lead. You don't need a timeout later on in the game. You want to make sure your players are regrouped. They know what they're doing. Make sure the best players are healthy out there. Because you know what? Maine, this is their last time. Your players are all going to have their heads in the same place.
There's a lot of energy out there right now as Hale's throwing his body around. Commodore cross-ice pass for O'Connell. Spiewak has it in his skates. Now up to the stick, and he backhands it down the ice. A lot of dumping and chasing by North Dakota here. It works in the Fighting Sioux favor because it forces Maine to go 200 feet with the puck. Metcalf, back of his own goal for Loya, gives it away. Here's Spiewak. Spiewak walking through the circle, right in front. Turnaround shot, knocked down by a body. Noterman turning and firing. Hale, this is a checking line out there after the timeout. That sends a message, doesn't it?
Exactly. And what they're doing, and they're also, the checking line's controlling the play.
Dimitrakos getting away from Spiewak. Little room. Shot whistles wide. Glove side. It was wide of the game.
Kid's got a great shot.
Along the boards, Spiewak, who scored the shorthander to make it a 2-0 lead. That's too far out in front for Gorn, and it's icing against North Dakota. Well, Maine is doing anything it can to keep shots from getting through to Yates.
And there's Ben Guite, usually known for his offensive prowess. Watch him in front of the net. Give it all you got. There's no tomorrow, guys. Here's a guy known for scoring goals in front of the net. Obviously, he knows the front of the net no matter what side of the rink it's on. Down there, a great block. Help your goalie out whenever possible, as long as you can see the puck. And he took it probably right up. No, I don't know. He's got it. It's a blade.
Yeah, he lost a little blade. Barrett Heister with a shot right on off the faceoff. And we'll do it again. Now, Gehring has been mighty sharp.
Barrett Heiston right there. Oh, great play. Face-off to Chris Heiston. Back to Barrett. Barrett with a quick snapshot. Not enough traffic in front of Gehring. He saw the whole thing.
All right, Korea steps in against Jason Ulmer. 8:07 to go in regulation. Korea wins it straight ahead, goes corner, feeds it in front. Chris Heiston's shot wide. Barrett Heiston keeping it alive. Janik at the point. Korea gets rubbed out by a check shot right on with Barrett Heiston looking for the screen or a tip. And again, Gehring sees the puck.
And he's got to hold on to it like that because, you know, we said it 10 minutes ago. Everything that Maine has inside the blue line is throwing at that net and attacking. Great play along the boards by Korea. Just a quick turn, quick shot. Fortunately for North Dakota, Gehring was there for the entire thing. However, the player was there, the other Heiston brother, for Maine, looking for any kind of scrap.
Here are the folks from Orono. Listen to them. They're trying to pump up their boys. Down by 2 goals, less than 8 minutes to go in regulation. The Fighting Sioux have been impenetrable in their end. Janik for Maine, turning his own goal. The defending national champions looking for a little light here. Kurla kicks it ahead. Ledger flying in. Takes Gehring off his feet. They let play continue. Eck at the line. Can't control. Scarperud trying to spring Lundbaum on a break. Scarperud on the forecheck. Getting it loose along the boards. Yates stops it. There's Lundbaum hustling. Lundbaum looking for a pass, but he's pinned in by Janik's check. Now Janik walks away with it. Scarperud throws it into the top of the slot. Brendan Walsh hacks at it, bouncing up. Here comes Walsh. Walsh has Kurla weaving ahead. Walsh lines it up. His drive saved. Gehring long rebound. Out in front. Schneekloff turns and fires it around the board. Norman springs. His man Spiewak drops it on Scarperud. Shot knocked down. Metcalf coming back to block the shot. Commodore. It comes outside. There's an offside ruled with North Dakota players in the offensive zone.
A great play by North Dakota coming down the left wing on that. Having a trailer and knowing it the entire time. But once again, Metcalf, like Guite before him, going down to help out Yates. Here it is, left-hand wing. Nice pass back. Looked like he had the entire net to himself, but Metcalf gets back in quick as a cat.
Acting as if he's got 9 lives, taking that on the upper torso.
I mean, Metcalf was completely turned around on that, and to get his bearings and to get back and know where that puck's coming and to block it, Metcalf's had an all-around great game.
6.5 to go in regulation time. Metcalf fires it off the boards, intercepted O'Connell in center zone. Noterman goes cross ice. Spiewak hustling in Loya there first. He tumbles to the back boards. Dory kicking it to keep the puck alive for North Dakota. Metcalf picks it up on the backhand, touches it ahead. Here comes Martin Correa, taken down from behind, no call. On they go. Gehring stops it back of his own goal for Roach. Roach has been kind of quiet here in the third. He played exceptionally well in the second. Lundback in his own end. Up ahead for Guite, spun around and down. Here's Ulmer walking in left wing circle. Ulmer shot, save Yates. He sticks it to the corner. Barrett Heiston. Around the boards, Guite waits on it. Gorin with a hop in his step, keeping it alive from North Dakota. Shovel pass into the middle. Beta trying to create something. And Barrett Heiston sends it down the ice for Maine. The Black Bears change on the fly. Guite misses the check. Ulmer can't clear it out. Ryman knocking it down. Now Ulmer lifts it to center zone. Beck belts it around the board. Dimitrakos can't control. Here's a 4-on-2 for North Dakota. Beck on the big check, but he gives himself up 3-on-1. Gorin across the middle. Good back check checking Lyman, hustling back to get the puck.
Goran had the angle. Excuse me, Jeff. Goran had the angle on that. He should have let that one go. He's in too tight.
Goran spilled on Janek's stick check. North Dakota fans want a call, they won't get it. 5 minutes to go in regulation time. Defending national champs now 2-0 against a North Dakota team which has been so solid in its own end. Maine trying to make it happen. Save Gehring. He hangs on. We're in the national semifinals live from Providence, Rhode Island at the Frozen Four. It's 2-0 North Dakota. National semifinals. We're in the top bracket. North Dakota against Maine with the winner to go to the championship game Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Later tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Boston College and St. Lawrence. We hope you'll join us for that one as well. Off the faceoff. Hands are getting it loose. Scarprude's got a breakaway. Scarprude saved by Yates. A Maine player, I believe, threw his stick, and we could have a penalty shot here. No. It's going to be a slash. It's a broken stick.
It was Janek coming behind Scarprude, tried to do all he could to slow him up. Obviously, Scarprude's got speed. Janek slashed him across the leg, loses the blade of the stick on these new sticks that aren't all wood. Look at this. Panzer. Great frame of mind to see Scarprude taken off on the right-hand side.
Oh, I didn't
right
realize that was the broken stick.
I said leg. That was hip.
Put the lumber to him.
He sure did.
Put the aluminum to him. Put the boomerang to him.
Like I said, they're no longer all wood. They have that aluminum, so the wooden blade goes flying. Incoming. Great speed. Oh, two-hand.
Well, that's heads up for a breakout pass, which creates a power play opportunity for North Dakota. And now about 40% of what's left in regulation time will be played with North Dakota on the man advantage and just setting up in Maine zone. Maine needs two.
And unlike North Dakota killing penalties, they haven't had much offense.
Dropping
up to this point.
Playing conservatively. Here's Barrett Heiston on a break on the shorthand, pulling out all the stops. It deflects high across to the near side. Ulmer absorbs a huge Barrett Heiston hit. Ulmer has Goran on the right side. Now up ahead, here's Beta, the freshman, the backhander save. Rebound comes out into the circle. Metcalf leading the rush. Maine's got to go for it on every rush. Doesn't matter that they're shorthanded. They have no time.
And you're going to watch this power play that the Fighting Sioux will always have when they're in their zone coming out. One wing will be up on the far blue line to make sure, because Maine has four guys going forward, but they need the offense to keep one guy back always. They're not going to let him attack on the shorthanded situation. Now, one guy we keep on mentioning, obviously, they'd love to have him out there now, Corey LaRose. Not a way to finish your college career.
Too late. They got to find a way to do it without him right now. Lundbaum to take the drop against Guite. Guite going straight ahead on the shorthand. Only has one hand on the stick, though, and he's checked off it. Commodore sends it up ahead. Panzer on the fly. Panzer sends it across the crease. Yates sticks it out. Back come the Black Bears. Kurluk. Centering pass. Lundbaum covers. He's got Commodore. This is a 5-on-2. Poke checked away at the line. Scarpero gives it up. Lawson loses. Begg picks it up inside his own zone. 3.5 to go in the game. 40 seconds now on the Maine penalty kill. Lundbaum unable to pick it up. Schneekloff off the boards. Dory has a break right side. Dory fakes the shot. So it goes through the 5-hole and trickles out far post. That could have been the end. Here comes Tratnik. Tratnik into the middle. Lawson ridden off the play. Dory. Noterman. Dory. shot saved by Yates. Correa on the carry. Tratnik. Noterman with a big hit. We get an icing as the penalty expires. 2:40 to go in the third period.
Obviously, you can see the bench, everyone's standing up, excited, because you know what? If this holds on, believe it or not, it's North Dakota's first shutout in NCAA tournament history.
The Fighting Sioux have a tremendous tradition. They won it first in 1959. They had some glory years with Gino Gasparini. And they've won it under Dean Blaze in 1997. They are about to deprive Maine the opportunity to go back-to-back, something that hasn't been done since 1972 when Boston University won 2 straight national championships. Great crowd here. Many have made the trip from North Dakota. 11,000 plus at the Providence Civic Center. Another game coming your way tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. Beta. Here's Gorin the sniper. Gorin. Save Yates. Barrett Heiston.
Did you see the way Gorin just knocked that stick off?
Chris Heiston has Correa Mill. Centering pass. Loose in front. Chipped up and over. Barrett Heiston again getting a stick on it. Less than 2.5 to go in regulation time. We get a face-off. It comes to the right of Gehring.
And that's twice now. Barrett Heiston's gone to the net and chipped it just over the crossbar.
Gehring may only be 5'7", but he's standing tall. It looks pretty calm behind that mask, doesn't it?
Yes, he does. And this Heiston kid is playing one heck of a game. Once again, the save. And Ulmer, once again, as last time, as Ulmer did that, got a hold of Heiston's stick, and Walsh knows, oh, one more time, Barrett Heiston just over the crossbar. But it's so important when the guys are going to the net, if you're defending them, to get a hold of their stick. It throws the puck off one way or another, and usually, if you get under it, it's going to go up and over because they're chipping over the little goalie.
Guite to take the drop against Scarperud. Chances are running out for Maine. Scarperud wins it back. Missouri. Ahead for Scarperud, intercepted Lyman, but Scarperud on the stick check from behind takes it away, wants to pin it in. North Dakota happy to play 5-6 seconds at a time here. We've got 2 minutes to go. Roach off the glass. Scarperud chops it ahead. He's got Lundbaum middle. Shot saved. Rebound comes all the way through the slot. Guite swipes it out of there. Hands are trying to get it at the line. Lyman on the rush, going 1-on-2. Gets bombed down on the hit. Centering pass hits another leg. Here's Moya touching it down the boards. Hanser intercepts. Throws it off the glass and back to the main zone. Minute and a half to go in regulation time. Roach takes it away and ices the puck. And the drop comes back in the North Dakota zone. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2, St. Lawrence takes on Boston College. Boston College got to the national championship game 2 years ago, lost a 1-goal game. Lost in overtime to Maine in the national semis last year. A lot of people think this could be the year for BC.
You think they've got experience?
It appears it's not going to be the year for freshman Martin Correa. His 2 brothers, Paul and Steve, each helped Maine get to the Frozen Four and cash in to win national championships. Timeout here for Sean Walsh and the Maine Black Bears. They're just trying to find something that'll work to get one. Then they can get in position to tie it up. But they got to take care of business and get the first one. And with the drop coming in the North Dakota zone off the icing call, not going to get a better opportunity in the rest of this game than right now and right here.
Don't be surprised if Yates is off very quickly, too.
Lundbaum's speed made it 1-0 for North Dakota, picking the corner.
And once again, the speed.
And the shorthand, Spiewak, as he caught Yates. Not lined up quite right, tucked it in far side. Just 9 seconds into a shorthand. Now the Fighting Sioux are looking like a pretty solid team here to take on either Boston College or St. Lawrence. This is a club which set as one of its goals, as you said, to win 4 straight WCHA titles. But they have managed to refocus and charge forward. And if they're not playing their best hockey of the year right now, I don't know when they were.
Also keep in mind, this is the first team from the WCHA to get to the Frozen Four since North Dakota won this back in '97.
What used to be the preeminent college hockey league has slipped a little bit as Hockey East has made amazing strides, and the ECAC has remained a very competitive league as well. But the WCHA is looking pretty strong right here against the Hockey East club in Maine.
10 feet on the goal.
Brendan Walsh feeding it ahead. Dimitrakos off for Barrett Heiston. Missed stick handles. Guite picks it up corner. Right in front, Barrett Heiston flicks it, goes over the top. Great chance for Maine, but Heiston had a little bit too much lift on it. 1 minute to play in regulation time. Goalie is still in for Maine. Centering pass, Brendan Walsh shot, misses the cage. Rebound shot loose in the crease. Barrett Heiston flying around, falls down off the check by Ulmer. Still the Maine goalie in the net, and here's pressure from Beta to keep him there. It's an offside at the line as Beta came in and the puck slid in after, so the drop comes down on the Maine end of the ice with 43 ticks left on the clock.
There's not a guy on the ice that you have called his name more than Barrett Heiston. Talk about giving it 110%, but once again, the 3rd time in front of the net, chipped it over. Someone's on his stick. North Dakota has 2 guys back, always in front, clearing people out, getting hold of any part of that stick they possibly can, upstairs and over.
It's been a great ride for the University of Maine. The emotions beginning to bring some of these players down to earth as they realize that unless something truly phenomenal happens in the last 43 seconds, that they no longer will be the kings of NCAA hockey, dethroned after winning it in '99. Here's Martin Correa. Great hopes for the future for the Black Bears. Skating it out of his own zone. The Panthers on him, and he can't do much with it. Roach breaks it up and sends it down the ice. Final 20 seconds. North Dakota fans on their feet. Metcalf trying to break, throws it on goal, hits the side of the net, pokes it right into the crease. The goalie is now out. The Maine goal empty, 10 seconds to go in regulation time. Janik at the center circle, throws it right wing side. Mazurek picks it up off the boards into center, and North Dakota has a shutout victory, dethroning defending national champion Maine 2-0.
How hard is it in college hockey to repeat? 28 years.
Sean Walsh congratulating Dean Blaze. A well-played, very, very physical game. North Dakota took it to Maine in the 2nd period. That's where we saw both of the game's goals scored. North Dakota beats Maine to advance to the national championship game 2-0. Don't forget St. Lawrence and Boston College tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on ESPN2. ESPN News is coming up next. I'm Jack Edwards, along with Manon Rayom and Dan Moriarty. Come back tonight, find out who wants it all. North Dakota does.